What's going on, MSFers? Doolum here, and today we're gonna be talking about the Blue Marvel kit, and holy, oh my, this guy is absolutely nuts. Now, he does not have the Mythic tag, but do not let that fool you. This guy has Mythic level power, so he is an epic character, but he is to the level of like Mephisto, Odin, Super Skrull, all of those goodies without the Mythic tag. So he is very, very, very good. I am very impressed with his kit, and I'm kind of shocked he's not a mythical. So, Blue Marvel, he's a Titan of Power who refuses to fall, and his legacy is set to begin in Marvel Strike Force. Blue Marvel lands in battle soon. His abilities will transform the battlefield and give Theory Crafters the opportunity to create truly frightening squads that'll test the savvy of opponents. Check our recent blog on how to unlock them. Obviously, purple ISO 8, level 4 in-game now, level 5 to come, and it will be level 4 and level 5 to unlock him. And trust me, you're going to want to do everything you can to unlock him because, oh boy. All right, multi-game mode Titan. Blue Marvel is a plug-and-play powerhouse. Amazing. We love the plug-and-play. Whose might transcends game modes. He can lead the charge on offense, but he features several perks on defense that make him and his squad of allies an antimatter fueled wall. Yeah, he's got a lot of interesting stuff that are just on defense and specific things that are tied to offense as well. Attacks that leave a mark. All of Blue Marvel's attacks ignore defense up, reduce the duration of safeguard and immunity, and his passive and basic both reduce the max health of his target. While his special can't be blocked or dodged, his ultimate unavoidable. Yeah, he's that good. Increasing the strength. Blue Marvel also gets stronger with each turn that he and his enemies take. On each of Blue Marvel's turns, he gains damage and resistance up to a maximum of 75%. At the end of an enemy's turn, he gains speed and armor up to a max of 80%. Built to endure, born to defend, Blue Marvel features special targeting and abilities while on defense that make your opposition think he's indestructible. While on defense, his special targets the enemy with the least speed bar, ignoring taunt and stealth. His ultimate turns into an attack all if an enemy has charged. And on spawn, he gains speed bar if an enemy has charged. Yeah, really. So like Black Knight, APOC, Gonzo, no using them here. And although his sustain isn't locked to defense, Blue Marvel is tough to eliminate in battle. He heals and barriers himself each turn, while also healing himself per negative effect cleared after enemy's turn. Yeah, also clearing negative effects per enemy's turn. This guy is disgusting. So Blue Marvel's abilities: Hero, Cosmic Bio, Controller, Epic. It should say Mythic, but it doesn't. It's Epic. Speed of 132 as well. One of the fastest in the game. 132 is zoom in. That is tied with Songbird. Black Cat, very, very, very quick. Even faster than Kang as well. So very strong. Basic, Antimatter Assault. On a basic, reduce the duration of safeguard on primary target by 2. That is a basic attack. That's absolutely nuts. Attack the primary target for 300% piercing, plus flip 3 random positive effects. Now, I'm hoping the 3 random positive effects flippage happens after the safeguard. I hope that's the order of operations there because it would make it way better. That would be awesome. This damage reduces the max health on the target by the same amount. On defense, this attack targets the enemy with the highest max health instead of the primary target, ignoring taunt and stealth. This attack ignores defense up and cannot be blocked. So this is going to be very interesting if he's going to be able to target somebody with max health, the highest max health, like an Odin, like a Professor X, whatever it is. Very, very interesting that'll work that way on defense. That is very, very strong. Now, ISO 8 counterattack assist, 225% piercing, 17% piercing as well. Flip 3 random positive effects. This attack damages reduces the max health. So going to be a striker just because of reducing the max health as well as flipping 3 random positive effects and taking off the safeguard. He's absolutely going to be a striker. We've got the special Cosmic Battery Energy, cost 4/4. Gain offense up for 2 turns. Reduce the duration of safeguard and immunity on primary and adjacent targets by 2. Plus apply slow for 2 turns to primary and adjacent targets. Nuts. Apply the opposite of all positive effects on this character to the primary target. I don't know if we've ever seen that line before. So like if he's got defense up, he's got immunity, he's got safeguard, whatever it is, he's going to then put trauma because trauma is the opposite of safeguard. He's going to put disrupted because disrupted's the opposite of immunity if he has immunity. Very, very interesting here. So a lot of usability there, especially if you pair him with like Quasar. Then he's going to be putting out Disrupted as well. So very, very interesting if you spawn him with Safeguard. Also very cool. I like that a lot. Attack primary and adjacent for 380% piercing, plus deal 5% of this character's max health as damage. Transfer all negative effects on the primary target to each adjacent target. So pretty much a buff spread, a debuff spread, a negative effect spread. Awesome. On defense, this attack targets the enemy with the least speed bar instead of the primary target, ignoring stealth and taunt. So playing around with this as well, the least speed bar, which essentially means the slowest person, right? Which is very, very interesting. This attack ignores defense up and cannot be blocked or dodged. Now, we have the ultimate Dark Matter Destruction. This will go off turn 1. Energy cost 6/6. Reduce the duration of Safeguard immunity on primary and adjacent targets by 2, and apply defense down for 2 turns. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 400% piercing. Flip all positive effects on each target and apply Disrupted for 2 turns and Trauma for 2 turns. Absolutely insane. Flip Charged on each target to bleed as well. On defense, if any enemy has charged, this attack targets all enemies instead. This attack ignores defense up, is unavoidable, and cannot be blocked. So he's going to be doing his ultimate turn 1. And if on defense you have APOC trying to go into him, you have Black Knight trying to go into him, guess what? You're just feeding into him with that charge mechanic, and it's just making him better. This is also going to potentially feed into the Mr. Fantastic charge mechanic as well. Very, very interesting. Ignoring defense up as well is absolutely nuts. Unavoidable, cannot be blocked. Very, very strong. Now, the passive is where he gets even more insane. Passive, Man of Marvels. On spawn, gain defense up for 2 turns. Bury yourself for 30% of this character's max health. And if this character is on defense and any enemy has charged, fill speed bar by 50%. So if you want to do a little math here, we'll take out my phone. 132 divided by 0.5, because he's going at double speed, is a 264 speed. This mofo is going first. Absolutely nuts. So on his turn, heal self for 20% max health and bury yourself for 15% of this character's max health. Amazing survivability there. Plus, gain 15% damage and 15% resistance up to a max of 75%. So he is going to benefit from longer fights. He's going to be gaining that damage, gaining that resistance over and over and over again. 5 turns worth once he takes 5 turns. That's absolutely nuts. So the longer the fight, the harder he is to kill. I mean, 75% resistance, that's getting to the point of like Darkhold with that 100% resistance. Now with new stats, it's kind of nuts. Reduce on enemy turn, reduce all negative effects on self by 2. Think about that. On enemy turn end, reduce all negative effects on self by 2. How are you controlling this guy? You're not. If any negative effects were cleared, heal self for 5% max health per negative effect cleared. Gain 20% speed and 20% armor up to a maximum of 80%. So now we're at a point where he could potentially have 75% damage, 75% resistance, 80% speed, and 80% armor. How in the holy hell are you going to kill this guy if you let him ramp up? Absolutely nuts. So when an enemy kills an ally, or on defense, when an enemy becomes empowered, so Mephisto, APOC, attack that enemy for 300% piercing. This attack ignores defense up and is unavoidable, and the damage reduces the max health of the target by the same amount. Until this character completes a turn, this character cannot be stunned. So it looks like they're learning their lesson from Professor X and Black Cat controlling Professor X very early. Looks like they're starting to learn their lesson. So he cannot be stunned. He cannot gain stun. So trauma stun does nothing. The main way to control him is going to be a ability block. So very, very interesting. It's also going to need to be a 2-turn ability block. But guess what the issue is? Reduce all negative effects on self by 2. So even if it's a 2-turn ability block, it does nothing. There's no controlling this guy from doing his ult. There's nothing. There's no getting around that. That's absolutely nuts. So the speed and focus of this character and all allies can only be reduced by negative effects. So no stopping him with Emma Astral to stop this extra speed that he's gaining. No stopping him with Emma, OG Emma, either, because he's got that Nightcrawler passive. No reducing focus as well. Absolutely, absolutely nuts. Gain 25% max barrier and 25% drain. This guy is going to be absolutely disgusting on defense with like a Professor X, Emma, the new Emma, and 2 others, maybe like an Odin and an APOC, whatever it might be. This guy is absolutely insane, and honestly, I'm actually kind of happy he's this good, because in the past, epic characters have been nowhere near as good as mythic characters, and they've always been more exclusive when it comes to availability and price point to get them. So I'm actually very happy that he is as good as he is, because again, Captain Britain was so expensive, but he was nowhere near the level of a Mephisto, of a Super Skrull, of an APOC, right? He was not to that level. But now the fact that Blue Marvel is this good, I hope this is what we can expect from epic characters. And I am very, very scared to go against him in battle, especially a fully maxed out 7/7. Blue Marvel is going to be absolutely insane. This guy looks nuts, and I'm very excited to see how he's going to shake up the meta absolutely everywhere. I see him doing stuff in Arena. I see him doing absolutely insane things in Crucible and War as well. I hope you guys are just as excited as I am, because this guy looks absolutely nuts, and I cannot wait to get my hands on him. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know what you guys think of the kit down in the comment section below. Until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, MSFers.